March down Babylon. Ba-da-ba. Who's going to be first in the chat? Is it going to be Eddie again? Praying that the mic is better this time. Down Babylon. Da-da-da-do. Eddie, how are we doing? How's the audio? Let me know. First and fix, let's go, Eddie. That's what I'm talking about. Legend, let's rock. Hells yeah. What's up, Vinay? Fatima, how are you doing? Let's rock and roll, people. So glad to hear that the microphone is better because I'm not going to lie to you, my earbuds, they're out of battery, my chargers at my parents'. It would have been struggle street. But we're back. We've made it. And I hope Tremble 10 comes back because a minute ago, Tremble 10 was a new face in the chat. And they were like, loving this already. And I was like, hell yeah. But then we had to restart the stream. But what's up to Huntsman? Ronan the chair lover. AK Bailey says, looking good, Edward. Thank you very much, Bailey. I'm feeling good. I've just finished my noodles. And yes, Vinay, I am energetic today. I'm feeling good. I've just had my noodles, my tofu. I've had a couple of days rest. Fatima says, you sound really happy. I'm feeling good today, guys. I'm feeling good. I legitimately think it's because I've just eaten, so my energy is, like, increasing. But, yeah, feeling good, guys. It's actually not been that good a day for me. Work has been stressing me out. However, that was then. This is now. And I know this is going to be a good stream, so I need all of you guys out there right now to bring the energy and to rock and roll with me this evening. Eddie's going to get the rules, but he'll remove the original Discord and replace it with me. Yeah. So if you're just catching up, the Discord, we're splitting the Discord into two Discords. It's going to be one for under 18 people and one for over 18 people. And the reason for that is just for safeguarding purposes. So it looks like Eddie could be the new overlord of the original Discord, which has been renamed to Cares Club Crew, and the new Discord will just be Cares Club. Vinay says, guess what? I'm engaged to my best friend now. It's official, Vinay. Congratulations. That's amazing. That was quick. Unless I'm confusing with you, someone else, Vinay. I feel like it was only 2 or 3 weeks ago that you were saying, like, my best friend likes me and I like them too. So, Vinay, congratulations to you. That's awesome. Absolutely amazing. Little Native Mama says, howdy, Edward. Howdy, Little Native Mama. Great to see you back in the chat this evening. How are you doing? And yes, congrats, as you say, to Vinay. That's great news. Absolutely great news. I need to start creating like some sort of... Now, I've said spreadsheet before, and someone was like, that's weird, a spreadsheet. But like a community spreadsheet of all the wins, right? Because if you guys are rocking with me, I want to keep a record. Obviously, I'll remember, but I want to keep a record of who's gotten married, who's had a baby, who's graduated, like all of that sort of good stuff. But yeah, huge congratulations to Vinay, and we look forward to hearing more about you and your happiness. So awesome stuff, Vinay. And thank you to Eddie for the pinned comment, which has just been pinned. Fatima says, like everyone. Thank you so much, Fatima. Listen, if you're out there, guys, hit that like button. I want us to get out of the old, well, I say the old ways, the new bad ways where we have an awesome stream, but like 15 people like it. I want us rocking and rolling again. Not that type of rocking and rolling. I want us rocking and rolling again where we get like 50 likes, 60 likes a stream. And I'm crossing my fingers, gang. After this stream, I'm going to have 600 subscribers. So massive love to all of you that are part of the crew. And what's up to Sterney? You say, well, look who we have here. It's more like, well, look who we have here. No, that's Northern Irish. Actually, no, that's not at all. Need to find my feet. No, that is Northern Irish. Ignore me, Sterney. Well, look who we have here. In the chat, so we have. Ronan says, I took my dog to the beach today. Nice, Bailey. I'm assuming we're talking about Ronan as in Bailey. So Bailey says, I took my dog to the beach today. Nice. That sounds like a chilled day. And sorry, guys, for dropping the phone. Little Native Mama says, I'm starving. Thinking of making pasta and tomato sauce. I had a friend give me some... One sec. Forgive me. Little Native Mama says, I'm starving. Thinking of making pasta and tomato sauce. I had a friend give me some garden goodies. Score. Nice, Little Native Mama. That is a great result. I mean, who doesn't love getting gifts? And like a thoughtful gift, a delicious gift of like homegrown stuff. Amazing. So Vinay, if you just tuned in, Vinay has recently got engaged. And Vinay says, we decided to make it official quickly. She said, it took you 7 years to say something so obvious. Oh, Vinay. That is super nice. That for real is absolutely... Sorry, guys. I think I've got like tofu stuck in my throat. Right, back to Vinay's comment. That is such a sweet story. The fact that you two have been like good friends all this time, finally got it together, and now you're engaged. And she said it took you 7 years to say something so obvious. Vinay, my little heart is melting for you. Congratulations to you for real. And what's up, Amber? Nice to see you in the chat. Huntsman says 17-week watch streak. Sorry, I gotta go, but I'm doing it out. Apologies, guys. I keep thinking it's gone, and then whatever it is keeps coming back. I can't even get to the end of the comment. Huntsman says 17-week watch streak. Sorry, I gotta go, but I'm doing a terrible job as mod, sadly. I'm sorry I resent this message. Anyway, bye. Huntsman, never apologise, my friend. 17-week watch streak is unparalleled at this point, and you've always been an awesome community member, and I hope things are good for you, man. Probably gone, so I'm talking to nobody apart from the rest of the chat, but Huntsman, we're sending you hugs as always, and never any need to apologise, mate. Fatima says, I'm good, thanks for asking. I think, actually, that was Sterney, so I'm getting in on someone else's conversation. Sterney says, how are you today, Edward? Today, Sterney, I'm feeling full of beans. What's up to the 19 people watching this stream right now? I've got my mojo back, gang. I've got my mojo back. I'm feeling good today. I've just had some food. Life is okay. Not enjoying my job, but I'm looking forward to traveling later in the year, and I'm looking forward to continuing to do more streams, more videos with you guys, and hanging out. So, yeah, I'm doing good today. Thank you, Sterney. I'm feeling full of beans. Full of beans. And shout out to Bailey's dog, Rocco the German Shepherd, who says hello to everybody in the chat. What's up to Rocco the German Shepherd? And if you're out there right now, one of the 18 people, quietly lurking, maybe thinking, I'm going to scroll away in a second. I don't even like this guy. Well, before you go, I want to tell you something. Hello to you. And just as I said that, we're down to 10 people, so they got in there too quick. And thank you, Eddie, for the congrats. Eddie says, replace pinned comment. You know what? In honour of Vinay, we're going to pin the comment that Eddie just left. As well as the usual, be respectful, keep it PG, no spam, no hate, no begging for mods, no religion/politics in the Discord link. We've also got congrats to Vinay. So we're going to pin that comment for the duration of today's stream. If you've just tuned in, Vinay, one of our lovely chat members, has got engaged to his best friend, who they realised that they both had feelings for one another. It's like something out of a fairy tale, but it's real life. Illuminator Mama is going to have some penne pasta. She says, I also picked some wild garlic and onions. Very nice, Little Native Mama. Very nice indeed. Wild garlic is still growing here, but it's pretty much done for now. Like, it's past its best here. But it sounds like it's growing where you are, so I wish you all the very best. That sounds lovely, though. Wild garlic, onions, penne pasta, delicioso. What's up to Uzi? Good to see you. I wonder if Jazz is somewhere in the background. Eddie's saying, "Oh Canada," which makes me think that Jazz, the Canadian tow truck queen, is somewhere silently watching. Only time will tell. Mr. Fox is here. Foxy, a Foxy fan club fame. He says, "Cool a hort," which I think is meant to say "cool short." What's up to you, Foxy? Good to see you, man. How are you doing today? I don't know if you heard, Foxy, but Vinay, who is here with us right now, has got engaged to his best friend. Turns out they both have feelings for one another, and now they're engaged. It was only 2 weeks ago Vinay told us they were getting it together, and boom, just like that, they're engaged. Little Native Mama says, "Pin this, please. Love yourself at least as much as your mama." Little Native Mama, we'll have to pin that another time, just because Vinay is getting the congratulatory pinned comment of today. But Little Native Mama, we really appreciate your comment and the vibes and energy as usual. Fatima says, Edward, is it chilly today? No, it's not, Fatima. It's quite a pleasant temperature here today. It's like not cold, but it's not hot either. It's like you can walk outside in like t-shirt and in shorts. But if you're going outside for a long period of time, maybe you might want to take a shirt, for example. I've got shorts on right now, but if I went outside, I might wear a shirt as well. Suho says, make UK great again, mate. Well, hello to you, Suho. That sounds a little bit like a political comment, and the only two things we don't talk about here are politics and religion. But Suho, shout out to you. Who've I missed? Funny XS says, hello, my friends. Funny, good to see you. You say good live. Good energy from you. Lovely to see you in the chat. I hope you're doing well. Uzi says, I think I've been here for over 15 streams. Maybe, Uzi, you've been here quite a time now. Shout out to Uzi. And Vinay says, how's your marriage going, Edward? Well, Vinay, I'm still very much single, so no marriage, no wife, just a sad old life. But Vinay, you'll have to do the marriage for, well, not for the both of us, because that would mean sharing your wife, and I think you need your wife all to yourself. But what I'm saying to you, Vinay, is that for the time being, you get married, and then who knows, maybe in due course, it will happen for me. User IL3 says, I'm sad. Sorry to hear that, user. What's making you sad? And Strawberry Bunny is here in the chat. Now, Strawberry Bunny, I think, is Mrs. Gremlin. I could be wrong, but I think Mrs. Gremlin changed her name to Strawberry Bunny. And Eddie says, I've been here for like 30 streams, I think. That is absolutely epic. Absolutely epic. And what's up to Rohith? Rohith is in the chat who says, Edward, you missed my comment. Oh, you said, hello, Ed. How are you, Rohith? I am doing well. Thank you very much for asking. Today, I'm feeling full of beans. I've also got a frog in my throat, so I've got the water on hand because I keep like speaking and then like choking halfway through. But I'm feeling good today, man. And I hope you are as well. And I hope everybody watching this stream is doing well. It is Tuesday. It is 8:20 here in sunny old England. And as always, if you're out there in the world, I'd love to know where you are watching from. All right. Who else have we got in the chat? What have I missed? Amelia Cheers says, I subbed. Amelia Cheers, shout out to you. Much appreciated. Welcome to the crew. Good to have you with us. And if you are watching, hit subscribe to join the vibe. Amelia, before I started this, I had 598 subscribers. So with your subscription, that's the right word, with you subscribing, that takes us to 599. So who knows? Maybe we'll go over 600 this stream. Anything can happen. As Above is here. What's up to you, As Above? I hope you're doing really well this evening. I am feeling pretty good. Pretty good. And how about yourself, As Above? What's cracking? How is life in North Carolina? I need to learn how to do a North Carolina accent. Because if you're from California, I could maybe like... No, I won't do it actually. But like, yeah. North Carolina, I've got no frame of reference for the accent. But as always, As Above, I hope you are doing well. User a minute ago, user IL3 said they're feeling sad, and I said why, and then they said Rec Room shut down. Does anybody know what Rec Room is? What is that? I don't. Is that a brand? Is that a company? I don't know. So if you know what Rec Room is, do me a favour and put it in the chat, because I don't know what that is. Eddie says, Edward, click the 3 dots, top right corner of your screen, chat filter, choose all messages. Now, I'm not just being an unk, but I actually don't have 3 dots at the top right. Oh, I've got 3 dots at the bottom right. Let's see. No, that doesn't do anything, Eddie. I've got like... No, that's not working for me, my friend. I'm going to keep investigating. Fatima says, it rained in Pakistan today. I'm glad to hear it, Fatima, because I know it's been crazy hot over there. In fact, I think both India and Pakistan have had some really hot temperatures at the moment. So rain is good. Hopefully it wasn't like floods for you, because I know it can also like really flood in that part of Asia. So hopefully it wasn't too bad for you. Now, Strawberry Bunny, who I think is Mrs. Gremlin, says, I was crying so much last night with my best friends because Rec Room shut down yesterday. I feel depressed right now. I am going to try and scroll down and find out what Rec Room is. What's up to Mini Gwen Moon? Don't think I've seen you here before, so shout out to you. And you say, I think Rec Room is a game. And then Amelia Cheers says, I think it's a VR game. So it sounds like it is a game that's, like closed down? They've like stopped running the game? Like, I don't know. More detail. Guys, if you've got any more info on Rec Room, let me know. Spaghetti Dude 1058 says, you look like you can sing. Maybe I can. That's me messing around, guys. Not real singing. But for real, Spaghetti Dude, I did used to sing in a choir when I was younger. Haven't sung for many years, but I do enjoy singing. I love singing, in fact. And Mini Gwen Moon says, I subbed. Mini Gwen Moon. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. If anybody watching the stream right now could be kind enough to give me a subscriber count, like a subscriber update, I'd be really grateful, because before I started the stream, I had 598. And Minnie Gwen Moon said she subscribed, and Amelia Cheers said she subscribed. So unless anybody has been cruel to me and unsubscribed as I've been talking, we might have hit 600 subscribers. So let's find out. Time will tell. Okay, I'm scrolling up a little bit. Vinay, talking about his recent engagement, says, I was redder than a stop sign. We exchanged rings. Couldn't stop smiling. Vinay. That's super nice. If you have just tuned in, like I said, Vinay's got engaged, and we're all very happy for him. All right, scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Jazz Rocks. Jazz Rocks, not just a username. It's a description of Jazz. She says, looking good, my guy. Jazz, I'm sending you huge hugs, as always. A minute ago, we had a few people drop, oh, Canada. And I was like, where's Jazz? Is Jazz around? Is the Canadian tow truck queen around? And listen, if you've just tuned in and you're thinking, who the hell is the Canadian tow truck queen? Jazz Rocks 85, or Jazz Rocks U85, one of our lovely chat members, is from Canada, and she drives a tow truck. Hence, she is the Canadian tow truck queen. And just before you go, before you scroll away, we've got another one of our chat members called Vinay, who just got engaged recently to his best friend, which is really nice. So we're celebrating that for him right now. Now, As Above is in North Carolina and says, doing great. Glad to hear you are well. Beautiful day today. Just enjoying some chickpeas with an avocado. As Above. You're talking my language. A nice day, chickpeas and avocado. Delicioso. Love to hear it. Okay, and we've got an update from Eddie talking about Rec Room. Now, a minute ago, we had a few chat members saying that they're sad because Rec Room is closing down. And Eddie says this: Rec Room is a game first started in 2016 and ended yesterday, June 26th. It was something many people loved and dedicated their lives to. It's causing a big hit to gamers and YouTubers. Thank you for the update, Eddie, because I did not know that at all. So to anyone that's feeling sad about Rec Room stopping, sending you hugs, because it's never nice when you lose something that you like, whether it's a program, a game, whatever it might be. I don't want to compare like a game to like losing someone in your life, because I think that's a bit insulting. But yeah, any type of loss is never easy. So sending you guys hugs. Fatima, who's in Pakistan, says there was a crazy flood in my area last year, but it wasn't that kind of rain, thankfully. Good to hear. Good to hear. I mean, we're very lucky in my part of the world because we get rain, a lot of rain, but it's not like in Bangladesh, for example, where they get like floods, or in India where they get floods, like monsoon season, stuff like that. I think I'd find that pretty hard, honestly. So yeah, we're kind of lucky over here. But I'm glad it's not been flooding near you, Fatima. Ooh, Little Native Mama says, who's your favourite artist to sing along with? Good question. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I've got a single favourite, Little Native Mama. I think is right. I love all different types of music, and I love pop music. But when I say pop music, I don't just mean like generic trash club songs that are like, or trash like dance pop music that are designed to be played like at gyms and they have no soul to them. I mean like all types of pop music, right? Like, for example, Tame Impala, I would consider to be pop music at this point. But I love Tame Impala. I've been to see them twice. But so many. I think the reason why pop music is one of my favourite types of music is because, as I say, as long as it's not like kind of formulaic, trash, generic music, it can be some of the best music there is. Like some of the best songs are the ones that we can all relate to and all get down with, if that makes sense. So I like the Beatles. The Beatles, I probably said, are one of my favourite, if not my favourite band. If I had to pick one band, it would probably be the Beatles, just because they've had such an impact and they've got so many bangers. So I do love singing along to the Beatles, Native Mama. Now, Fox says, meet Eddie, 23 years old, fed up with life and the way things are going. What's that from, Foxy? What's that from? Thank you for the sub update. As above, you say 600 subs. Let's go, gang. Hell yeah. Peter Y2B says, bro said the dates and stuff like it's not that deep. I don't know whether you're saying that I minimised like the impact of the dates or whether you were saying that like I was saying it in a deep way. I don't know. Further explanation required, Peter Y2B. Excuse me, Y28. Fatima says 600 subs. Thank you so much, guys. I'd love to see that. Honestly, I'm going to be so excited if and when the day comes when I get 1,000 subs, because Not like, don't get me wrong, there's like literally like probably about 50 million people, not even exaggerating. There's probably 50 million people in the world who have 1,000, maybe not 50 million, but there's literally millions of people in the world who have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. If anybody wants to chat GPT that, actually, I'd be really interested to know how many subscribers, how many YouTubers in the world have 1,000 subs or more. But for me, it'll be super exciting because, like I said, I said in my head, one day I'm going to have 1,000 subscribers, and I'm not there yet. I'm barely over 500. But if I manage to reach that milestone, it will be special for me because it's like when you set yourself a goal and you manage to achieve it, it's a great feeling, especially when it requires work. Like for some people on YouTube, they put out one video, 2 videos, and boom, they just get like tens of thousands of subscribers. They really nail formula. Someone like me, maybe I'm not very interesting. Maybe I'm untalented. Maybe I'm both of those things. No, but like for someone like myself, I've had to spend a lot of hours to get the subscribers that I've got. I'm really grateful for that. It means that I appreciate them. Do you know what I mean? It's like I've not just put out one AI video and got like 13,000 subscribers. Like all you guys that are here right now, I've spent a lot of time to hang out and to vibe and to put content out. And like I said, I'm not being like, oh, aren't I good? Because everyone does that. Loads of people do that. But I'm just saying for me, it's meaningful because I've had to spend through choice because I wanted to, because I've spent hundreds of hours at this point putting work into YouTube. And so if I ever get to that milestone of 1,000 subscribers, it'll be particularly rewarding. So once again, big love to all of you guys that are here with me on the journey. I really do appreciate it. With that being said, Vinay says, Edward would immediately turn into a conspiracy narrator if he dims the light. One sec. Oh, wait, no, I'll come back to that one. Vinay. I was going to dim the light, and I've got the reggae on in the background, so I think the reggae would kind of scupper the the conspiracy narration, but I do know what you're saying. And what's up, Peter Y28? Nightingale says, are you real? I don't know, Nightingale. What do you reckon? What's up, Priyanshu? You say, good night, buddy, and everyone. Good night, Priyanshu. I don't know what that means, good evening, or whether you're going. But in any case, hello, and if you're going, Priyanshu, it was nice to see you, and I hope you're well. What's up, WB? Good to see you in the chat. Peter Y28 says, yeah, stop it and move on. Are you talking to me or somebody else, Peter? WB had 7 to 8 lucid dreams last night. That's a lot of lucid dreaming, WB. Vinay says, I love this song, to be honest. Sugar Town by Nancy Sinatra. I actually don't know that one. I might have heard it, but I actually don't know that one off the top of my head. And apparently WB has developed a method for lucid dreaming. If you've just tuned in, WB, one of our chat members, apparently had 7 to 8 lucid dreams last night, which is a lot of lucid dreaming. Apparently he's got a technique. So I'm going to see if he shared it in the chat. Oh. When Foxy says, I like steps, they're absolutely brilliant. Steps, Spice Girls. I thought you were talking about getting your steps in, Foxy. And what's up, Sterny? He was back in the room, back in the chat. And Jimmy Buffett is Lil Native Mama's favourite all-time artist to sing along to. Thank you for sharing, Lil Native Mama. And see you later, user IL3. Bye-bye, Edward. Hope you're doing okay. Sending you hugs. And shout out to Sterny, who hit 151 subscribers. Hell yeah, buddy. On the road to 200. Let's go. Let's go. You say, I'm so happy. Well, I'm so happy for you, Sterny. That's absolutely awesome. Congrats. 200 subs coming in hot. Foxy says 5,000 subs. Here we come. Foxy, I pray that you'll be there one day with me when we manage to get to that milestone. If you are, man, I will send you something in the post, literally. I will send you something in the post, Foxy. If I hit 5,000 subs, Foxy, and you're still here rocking with me, I will send you something in the post. I don't know what. And nothing threatening, by the way. It sounds really ominous. Like, yeah, I'll send you something in the post. But no, for real, man, I'll send you something. Amber's having mac and cheese in a minute. Nice. Love that. Thank you, Sterny. So a minute ago, I asked how many people in the world have 1,000 subscribers or more. And I said it must be literally millions. And apparently, according to Sterny, it's 10.1 million channels. Now, that is a lot of channels in the world. That is lit by a massive city where every single person's got 1,000 subscribers. But, you know what? Got to keep building, guys. Foxy says, you're the most interesting thing on the internet on the interweb or ATM. Well, Foxy, that is a bold claim. A bold claim, but you've made it, not I. But in any case, man, I appreciate the support as always, for real. Really, really do. And thank you, Fatima. You've said that it's estimated that roughly 10 million YouTube channels have reached the milestone of 1,000 subscribers or more. Wow, that is a lot. I wonder of that 10 million, how many people are active? I reckon if there's 10 million, there's probably like maybe half of those? Maybe, don't know, maybe more. Half of those, 2/3 of them are active, and I reckon there's loads of people that aren't active. I've definitely seen a lot of YouTube channels where they've got like thousands of subscribers or thousands of subscribers, and they haven't uploaded in years. I've definitely seen channels like that. Interesting, and roughly 8 to 9% of all channels have crossed the 1,000 subscriber mark. Thank you for the follow-up, Fatima. Interesting. Oh no, and Eddie's having some problems with... Oh, he streamed Rec Room Shutdown, but the app he used to stream to YouTube was lost, and he's annoyed. I can see why he would be annoyed. That's super annoying. Okay, and talk about artists. Eddie says artists. Bob Ross. Wait, music artists. Frisk and MC Pablo. I've not heard of either of those. I've heard of Bob Ross, obviously, but not Frisk and MC Pablo. Band Surf Curse and your friend's band. Cool. I've not heard of Surf Curse either. I'll have to check them out. Foxy talking about all the YouTube channels in the world. Says half of the channels won't be real though. Maybe, maybe not. I think what's interesting as well is like how many channels out there are AI channels, and I see there's so many AI channels that pop up, and some of them are really good, right? Like some of them are like, say, gym ones, and it's like animated videos with like a narrator, like do only these three exercises for legs or something like that, and they're really good. At surface value, they're really good, and people watch them, and they get like big views and all the rest of it. But I think, at least for decades, maybe not thousands of years, but at least for decades, I think humans will always want, in some instances, that connection with other human people, you know? I do. Amber says, I'm not chatting much as I'm tired. Hey, Amber, no pressure to chat at all. Chill. Have the stream on in the background, and if you want to, and enjoy your mac and cheese as well. Refreshment. Sweet, sweet refreshment. So as always, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you've had a good week so far. It's Tuesday. Tuesday, the 2nd of June. Well, it is Tuesday for me. I know some people tune in from different parts of the world, and it could be 2 in the morning. In fact, in India, it probably is about 1 in the morning, I think, right now. At least after 12 at night. So if you're watching from India, shout out to you and sleep well. That doesn't mean you need to go, but I'm just saying when you go to bed, I hope you have a good night's sleep. Let me scroll down a little bit. Foxy says, fake channels with bot subscribers. Yeah, so we were talking a minute ago about all the channels on YouTube and how Foxy was saying a lot of them will have like fake subscribers and some of them will just be like fake ones. And definitely there will be some with bot subscribers. I think YouTube these days are much more on it with like people that are botting their channels, whether that's through fake subscribers or likes or whatever it might be. And I think it really hurts your channel. And I think YouTube, from what I understand, they're much more sophisticated, or at least much more active in pursuing people that do that. And personally, I would never do that. I'm not just saying it. I would never do that, because not even if I knew that YouTube wouldn't find me out, I would never bot on either my streams or on my videos or my channel, just because, I kid you not, I can look at the camera with clear conscience and say, I would rather have 100 subscribers and all of them be real and genuine people and engaged than have 1 million subscribers. Because it's not real. It's like you're just lying. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not a real achievement. It's like having a big stack of money and going, yeah, look at all this money I've got. But if it's fake, it doesn't mean anything. It's like fake subscribers. It doesn't mean anything. Like, fair enough, you might be able to swing more deals because people might fall for it and think, oh, they've got a bigger reach. But just on principle, I'm not interested in ever faking it like that. And maybe some of you guys have heard as well on Twitch. Twitch have implemented a thing where they are capping people who either have been proven to bot their streams or they suspect of botting their streams, and they're capping them at what like their genuine audience has been proven to be. So a lot of the big streamers out there in the world, like a lot of big, well-known content creators, influencers, streamers, whatever, they're raging because they were getting like, or their streams were showing as like 30k viewers or 15k viewers. Now they're like 2k viewers, which is still numbers. Don't get me wrong, but it's not the same as having like 20,000 people watching you at one time. I missed a comment. So apparently As Above has heard of Surf Curse as well. I'll have to check them out. And shout out to Jimmy Jazz, who says, hit the like button, please, gang. Jimmy Jazz, huge hug to you. And Reincarnated, I'm not going to say what you said in the chat, but hello to you as well. And what's up to you, Anna? Good to see you. You say, hey, Edward. Hey, Anna. Hope you're doing well this evening. Sturdy says, I hate bots. They're so annoying. Yeah, they are. Pointless. Pointless. Okay, Eddie talking about growth on YouTube says, also, Technoblade's dad made a channel and he gained a lot of subs, 50,000 plus. And YouTube flagged it as a bot channel and this caused problems. Interesting. Like, I'm sure it's not perfect by any means. And, of course, some people that have crazy explosive growth, it is genuine. But there's also a lot of people faking their views and stuff. And I find that so lame. I find that so lame, honestly. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong. I get it from people that only care about money. But I don't know. It's like, it's short. I don't know. It's just short-sighted. It's like it's like a short option. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like running a race and cheating and cutting out a lap. It's like, yeah, you might get to the finish line quicker, but you've cheated and you've not actually done what people think you've done. So I don't know. That's my take on it, and I personally wouldn't do that myself. Fatima says, I couldn't be here yesterday because I didn't have any Wi-Fi, and then I saw your post saying no stream tonight this morning, made me happy. Oh, well, it was good timing then, Fatima, because yes, no stream tonight and no stream tomorrow, but I'll be back on Thursday. So at the moment, the current schedule, just to give my kind of mental well-being a bit of a breather, is Sunday, Tuesday and Thursday. So still 3 times a week, and I'm going to be trying to put out more shorts in the meantime, more content, and soon we're going to make that noodle video, gang. I'm going to put out that chill and eat noodles video with me. I haven't forgot about it. I haven't forgotten about the 200 subs Roblox stream. Haven't forgot about the Mammy's brownie, chocolate brownie recipe. Mr. Fox, I'm talking to you. So even though I'm a bit delayed in getting stuff done, I promise you it will come. And yeah, 3 days a week is cool for now. And like I say, it gives me more energy, a bit more energy. So when I'm on with you guys, can bring the vibe, bring the energy. And as I've said to you before, at some point later this year, I'm going to quit my job and go traveling. And when I do go traveling, I'm going to have a bit more time for videos, for streaming, whatever it might be. More time for the YouTubes. So I'm looking forward to that, honestly. And I've been looking at places to travel. And like I've said before, Vietnam is definitely right up on the top of my list. Really cheap to live there. Wanna do a little bit of hosteling just to meet people and stuff in the hostels. And then after that, because it is cheap to rent apartments, I want to actually rent my own apartment for like a month or something. And then maybe I do want to go to Thailand after that. If you guys ever get the chance to go to Thailand, would recommend for sure. Thailand was awesome. Ranger says, Eddie, you still live streaming after all these years? Now, are you talking to me, Edward, or are you talking to Eddie in the chat? Because everything it's not, he's called Eddie, also known as Edward, but he calls himself, well, we call him Eddie for easiness, but I'm Edward. So, Ranger, are you talking to me or somebody else? Excuse me. WB says, missed comment. WB says, seriously, I had around 7 lucid dreams last night. That's a lot of lucid dreaming, WB. That's a lot of lucid dreaming. I'd be happy with 1 dream a night. Never mind 7 lucid dreams. Bailey says, anyway, guys, that's me away. Big hugs to you, Bailey. Have a good rest of your day or night. I don't even know what time it is where you are, but I hope you have a good rest of your day/night. And sending hugs as always. And Rob, the Robster, says, Eduardo! Rob, Mr. Rob. Sir Rob of Robbington, how are you doing? Ranger says, Uncle Rob. Great to see you, Rob. Hope you're doing well, man. I was just telling the chat, Rob, I'm feeling a bit more full of beans today. I've had 1 day off streaming, and I've cut down to 3 days at the moment, just to give myself a little bit of a break mentally. So yeah, I'm feeling recharged, replenished. I was about to say feel like reborn, but I never felt dead to begin with. But I feel good. Is what I'm trying to say to you. I feel good. I hope you are as well, Rob. I hope you are as well, my friend. Interesting. So Fatima says, I'm eating falsa. I think that's how you say it. I'm eating falsa right now, and I didn't know what to call it in English, so I looked it up, and it says Indian sherbet berry. I'm glad you gave a translation, because I thought for a second you'd misspelled salsa. I was like, nah, she must have meant like something else. But yeah, falsa, I've never heard of that, so I will be Googling that after this stream. Indian sherbet berry, falsa. Thank you, Fatima. I always love to, as you know, I'm a big food fan, huge food lover, and I'm curious to know what that is and what it looks like. Rob says, I'm great in the mornings, but crap in the afternoon. So Rob is an early bird. Early bird. You know what, Rob? Thing is, right, here's my thing, guys. I'm not good at waking up. Summer, it's easier. It's lighter outside, and I don't know, it's just not as hard. But generally speaking, I'm not a good waker-upper in the morning. I'm someone who could, like, sleep in bed. I don't get up as late as I used to, but I like sleep and I like being in bed. But whenever I am up early, whenever I get up for whatever reason at like, I don't know, let's say I'm travelling or something, and I'm up at 6 in the morning or something, and I'm out and I'm up, and you're up before most of the people. It feels good. It really does. Like, it feels good. So hopefully, Rob, we can provide a little bit of energy to sustain you through the rest of this evening. And I'm curious to know, Rob, what time do you normally wake up? Because I know you do your morning morning coffee streams from like, they start about 10 o'clock, right? If I'm not mistaken, something around that, something in that region. So I'm curious to know what time you wake up, good sir. Sterny, I've missed her comment, so I'm scrolling at the speed of light to try and find her comment. Sterny says, like any time your video pops up on my feed and the brownie pops up my mouth, it's always watering because it looks so good. Oh, thank you, Sterny. And you say, I need that brownie recipe. Yes, Sterny, it's coming soon. I'm not playing hard to get. I'm not being a tease. My dear mother has been away, but she's back. So maybe tomorrow night. Maybe tomorrow night, gang, I can film that video, and then realistically I'll put it out on Wednesday. So maybe, fingers crossed, don't hate me if not, but fingers crossed, tomorrow I will make the brownies with my mum, film the video, and then Wednesday before we go live on 8 what day is it tomorrow? So it's Wednesday, yeah. So Wednesday tomorrow, I'll film the brownie video, and then edit it overnight, in the morning, whatever. And Thursday before we go live, I'll try and post it at like 6, 7 o'clock. So then we can maybe hopefully chat about it. If you guys see it, if you guys care, hopefully you do. But yeah, hopefully I'll try and post that on Thursday before we go live. And by the way, Sturdy, I hope everything's been going well with your exams. I know you've been stressed out about that. So hopefully it's gone well for you. Vinay, who is currently engaged, says, I recently read about a photographer who goes completely insane while trying to take a close-up photo of the horizon. I've never heard about that one, Vinay. Interesting. Oh, Spaghetti Dude 1058, like the question, says, if you had to choose, which food are you taking for a mukbang video? I think it's going to be noodles. I think it would be noodles, Spaghetti Dude, because it'd be something carby, something like fun like that, something carby. I think it would be noodles, because like you can get a lot of noodles down. Pizza is awesome, but I feel like pizza would sit potentially even heavier. And I think actually the chewing of pizza as well, like noodles slip down fairly easily. I feel like if I had to eat like 1 or 2 whole pizzas, then by the end of my jaw would be kind of sore from all the chewing. So I think noodles, and also noodles look good for a mukbang, right? I think they look out on the screen visually, they look quite cool. So yes, thank you for the question, Spaghetti Dude 1058. I like it, and I think it would be noodles. And like I've said before, speaking of noodles, that is the next long form video I want to put out for you guys. I've just been filming shorts recently and stuff, but I need more long form video on my channel. More long form videos on my channel for sure. And I think the next, already been agreed. The people have spoken on the poll. I think we had like 31 votes in the end, and noodles absolutely smashed it. By far and away, people wanted to see noodles was the next thing for me to eat in the video. Next thing for me to eat in the next video. So yes. Spaghetti Dude, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do, because we will do a noodle eating video. And Zara Lifestyle says, OMG Edward, you're looking cute. 3 exclamation marks, 3 question marks, not 1, not 2, but 3. Thank you very much, Zara, appreciate it. And you say, what's your skincare, please? Well, first and foremost, Zara, I would say diet is really important. And I'm not just saying it. I really do think that, now don't get me wrong, the lighting looks good here. So I've not got flawless skin by any means. I really don't. There's people with way better skin than me. But I think for me personally, what has helped me and my skin has been a good diet, lots of fruit and vegetables. I really, really do think that plays a big part in it. And drinking lots of water. Lastly, second to last is moisturising. I just use like a regular. There's a brand called Bulldog we have in the UK, so I use that. But honestly, any moisturiser I think is decent, and particularly if you've got one with sun protection in it. I recently read that 90% of skin aging, comes from exposure to the sun. So if you're out there and you want to avoid your skin looking older than it needs to, you want to protect yourself from aging, use sun protector, like use sunscreen. Some people put SPF 50 on every day. I don't currently do that, but I'm going to start doing that because it really made me think if I'm doing all this work to eat good food, drink lots of water, not sunbathe, but just being out in the sun day to day through not protecting my skin, I'm going to age anyway. I don't know. I want to cover all my bases. So thank you for the question, Zara. So yeah, definitely for me personally, good diet, lots of fruit and vegetables. Avoid unhealthy things like lots of deep fried foods, stuff like that, processed foods, ultra processed foods, lots of water, and protect your skin from the sun as well and moisturise. And Rob wakes up around 7:30 to 8 a.m. Nice, Rob. Steady wake up time. Steady. If it was me in my free time, I would like on a weekend say I probably wake up at about 8:30, 9 o'clock, which for me is a lot earlier than it used to be. I used to wake up at like when I was in my late teens, like even early 20s. I used to wake up in the afternoon all the time, like all the time. Like it was very rare for me to be awake in the morning. Not even exaggerating. Like when I was in my late teens. Partly because I would go to bed very late, but even so, I would still wake up super late. And now it feels good. It feels good to wake up. Not early by a lot of people's standards, but earlier feels good for me. Sturny is a night owl and then a morning person, so best of both worlds for Sturny. Thank you for the update, WB. 600 subs. I'm hoping we can get 601 by the end of this stream. Now, Vinay says it would actually be hooking to see Edward. I think that's autocorrect. I think that's meant to say like good or cool, but it would actually be something to see Edward doing an ASMR while eating noodles and making intense eye contact. I mean, the first part of Vinay, I was like, ASMR? Maybe. Eat noodles? Okay. I'm making intense eye contact. Like, that'd be a lot. And boom, Rob, the Robster, is only 64 subs away from 3,000. So if you're watching the stream right now and you've not subscribed to Rob, aka Depression Talk, who's in the chat right now, look out for his channel. Go and subscribe to him. He does a lot of good work around mental health, depression in particular, anxiety, and he's nearly at 3,000 subscribers, which is awesome, Rob. Because once you hit 3,000, soon it'll be 3.5, and then soon it'll be 5, and then before you know it, Rob, boom, 10,000, and then you become an internet overlord, which is of course what every YouTuber like myself wants to achieve one day: total world domination. But for real, Rob, congrats, man. Uzi is back. Oh, okay, and Sturny is not a morning person. Sturny said a minute ago that she's a night owl, and then she said, then I'm a morning person. But then she said, no, actually I meant to say I'm not a morning person, which makes more sense, Sturny, which makes more sense. Oh, wow, okay, so Sturny says, in the weekends and the days I'm off school, I stay up till 6 a.m, and then I wake up at 1 p.m. Fair play, Sturny, that is late to stay up till. And don't get me wrong, I've stayed up till that time many times myself. When I was when I was a young lad, when I was like 19 and at university, excuse me, there was a period when I would do that all the time. Actually, I'll tell you what, guys. Actually, while we're talking about it, the most depressed I've ever been in my life when I was about 20 years old, and it was not too long ago after I'd been assaulted. Which, in case you don't know, that's why I got the scar on my head. But it was after that period, in sort of the year following that period, and I was in my second year of university, and just super depressed, super depressed. That's the most depressed I've ever been, and in a weird kind of way, being that depressed, it's kind of given me a strange sort of perspective. And now, even when I feel bad, I'm always grateful that I don't feel as bad as I did back then, because I wasn't suicidal, but I was just super depressed, and all I would do is I would excuse me, I would stay up all night. I would not drink every day of the week, but I would drink too much, maybe do other stuff, and I would stay up till early hours of the morning every day, every night, and then I would literally wake up in the afternoon every day. I would wake up at like 4:30, I'm not exaggerating. I would wake because I go to bed at like 7 in the morning, and I would wake up at like sometimes even later because I would sleep heavily, right? Because I was depressed, my body just didn't want to be awake, so I'd sleep heavily, and I'd sometimes wake up at like in the early evening, like. But I think about it now, it must have been about 6 o'clock, maybe not quite that late, but maybe like 4:30. Like it was late, guys. I would wake up well into the afternoon, like almost tea time. Maybe it was tea time. But yeah, super late, and I don't miss those days, honestly, because it was rubbish being in that routine. And like I said, in a weird sort of way, not being in that place. And since then, I've been depressed on many occasions, but I've never been as depressed as I was back then. So I don't know. I'm rambling, but if you can go to bed early and get up early, it's a great thing to be in, great routine to be in. What's up, Rashid? You say, hey, Ed, long time no see. Love the shirt. You look so cool. Well, thank you, Rashid. That's very kind of you to say, and I appreciate it. This is this old thing. I actually just threw it on. I was making something like really casual, like, oh, I just threw it on. But for real, I did. I just need something to put on. But funnily enough, this shirt is. I've worn this shirt in various places. I've worn this shirt in like places out in Miami. I'm chilling with you guys, wearing it on stream. So yeah, and it's just from Zara. It's just from Zara. It's not like an expensive shirt, not a snazzy shirt. But yeah, from Zara. But thank you for the compliment anyway, Rashid, and I hope you're doing well. And thank you to Fatima as well for the update. 601 subs. Let's go! Loving it. Loving it. Thank you so much. WB, you're gonna have to post your comment again. If you would. Do me a favour, WB, post your so I don't always have to scroll up. Do me a favour, WB, just keep dropping the comment until I see it, and I will see it. Fatima says, I'm really happy for you flipping your life around for the better, Edward. Thank you very much, Fatima. I really do appreciate the well wishes and the support. And the truth is, guys, don't get me wrong, it's still like an ongoing journey. Like, the thing is with depression, you can feel, well, in my case anyway, I can feel good for extended periods of time. And then I have periods where I feel terrible, really terrible. So, yeah. So what I'm saying is that, like, it comes and it goes. But I think when you're feeling good, you've got to cling on to that and sort of hold on to that. And yeah, I think that's it. Honestly, it's I think through going through those bad times, it made me realise that in a way, there's nothing more important than your mental health. It really is true. Like, for example, let's say you're disabled. Let's say you're in a wheelchair. Let's say you're paralysed from the neck down, which for me would be a fate worse than death in some ways. But let's say you are paralysed, but mentally you feel good. You've got things in your life that bring you meaning, that bring you purpose. Well, you could be someone who's fully able-bodied, who has millions of pounds in the bank, a beautiful partner, family, whatever. But if you feel terrible every day, who's coming out on top? So health is everything, but I think mental health are obviously completely linked. But mental health is just like the top, honestly. Like, if you've got good mental health, you're winning in life. You really are. You could be a poor person monetarily, but if you've got good mental health, you're winning. You really are winning. So that's what it comes down to. Sturdy says, guys, I'm clean for 4 days now from self-harm. I'm kind of happy with myself. Well done, Sturdy. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep up that good, positive energy. And Sturdy says, I've been depressed since I was 12. And you said the most depressed moments is now. Well, Sturdy, hopefully things will improve for you, and keep hanging on to those positive energies, and take one day at a time. That's all you can do. And of course, we're all sending you a big hug. What's up to you, Roblox on YouTube? Good to see you back in the chat. Now, WB, in future, what I'd love you to do, if you don't mind, is if you put a big comment, copy it on your phone or something like that, and then you can post it again, so I don't always have to scroll up, because there's a lot of comments, and sometimes I miss them. But you say, when you wake up, so this is WB's method for lucid dreaming. You say, when you wake up, stay still and try fall back asleep, picturing something you want in your dream. Then as you drift off, imagine the start of your scenario, and then you were dreaming. Hard to explain. Got you. So it's kind of like, try and put yourself in the mindset where you can turn that will or that envisaged scenario into the dream. You carry it into your dream state. I get what you're saying. And Foxy said something else. What did you say, Foxy? You said something about your best video. And Zara said, Edward, you're looking cute. Thank you, Zara. You're a smooth talker. I don't know. Oh, okay. And back to Fatma's comment talking about falsa. She says it looks like blueberries but smaller, and it's sweet and sour. It's purple in colour. Nice pronunciation, by the way. Thank you, Fatima. Hopefully, I've not got it wrong the second time. I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna look that up because that sounds delicious. And Sterney has done mixed in her exams, but hopefully, like I say, Sterney, you can keep moving forward. Not get too hung up on the exams. Keep moving forward. Keep looking towards the future. You know. And actually, speaking of the future, Foxy says, if I could offer you only one tip for the future. Now, this is Uncle Fox in the comments. He was young in years, but experienced in life wisdom. He says, if I could offer you only one tip for the future, sunscreen would be it. The long-term benefits of sunscreen has been proven by scientists. Interesting. Thank you for that, Foxy. And like I was saying, protect your skin, guys. Sogo Hotel X says, is Jeffrey Epstein as bad as people think he is? I mean, I wasn't one of his friends, so I wasn't around to see firsthand, but he seems like a pretty bad guy. Rashid says, Edward, I can't fix my depression and anxiety, but I can support people to not be depressed. Well, Rashid, listen, depression and anxiety is something that affects a lot of people, myself included, and it's a process, man. It is a process. Sometimes there's no just quick overnight fix. You've just got to keep going one day at a time, and the hope is that over time and due course, things can continue to improve for you, and slowly you can kind of come out of that black cloud. And if Rob's still here, definitely talk to Rob about it, because he's probably got even more good insight than I can share. But as always, Rashid, we're sending big hugs to you, and the fact you want to support people is awesome. And I know you've spoken about your plans before in terms of supporting people, so that's awesome. Layla, hello to you again. Can you say hi, Layla? Hi, Layla, or is that Leela? I think it's Leela, isn't it? Hello, Leela. So yeah, listen, I'm seeing a lot of people who suffer from depression, including Roblox on YouTube, who says, talk about depression. I've been depressed for 3 years, but meeting kind people like you on lives makes me happy. So I scroll all day, and my parents are sick of worry. Well, Roblox on YouTube, I'm glad that you feel this is a space where you could feel a bit supported, and that's what I want these streams to be about. Honestly, I don't want them to be like streams where we're just talking about like nothing but drama and gossip. Actually, there was someone here the other day whose username I've forgotten. It's gone. But they would talk about some very juicy gossip. But we'll come back to them when they pop back up in the chat. But yeah, please no religion for all the people mentioning religion in the chat. I would appreciate that. My name's Cho says I've had explosive diarrhea for a few days. No joke, bad shit. For 3 days, no joke, bad shit. Oh, my name's Cho. Oh wow, RK Watson, I hope you see this, or I hope you hear me reply before you go. You say, I used to work as a mental health support worker, and what you're doing is amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. God bless you, and have a great rest of your day. RK Watson, firstly, thank you so much for taking in it to jump into the chat and spread a good bit of energy my way. Much appreciated. Listen, like I've said before, I am not some type of superstar by any means. I'm just a guy talking about my experiences, the things that I've been through, and moreover than that, I just want, rather than just like a support space, I want the streams to be a place where we can just hang out and vibe together. And I do firmly believe that the positive interaction, there's a lot to be said for that, and the positive energy, it does a lot for people. It can really help people in different ways. So like I said before, you guys help me, and hopefully it's a mutual thing. So big up to you, RK Watson. Really do appreciate you taking the time to show a little love in the chat section. Big up to yourself. And Fatma says, caught up with the chat. Yay, hells yeah, we have caught up with the chat. Unfortunately, my battery is not caught up with the stream. I'm on 9%, so I'm having to hold my phone and plug it in. Soga Hotel is making a joke, a little bit of an insensitive joke, but we'll let it slide as they did say jokes. So fair enough, Soga Hotel. But yeah, caught up with chat, and it's a good feeling. Time for a quick sip of water. Refreshment, pure refreshment. Well, listen, I'm at the top of the chat, so if you guys got any questions or want to ask anything, jump in. Okay, Rashida said, Rashid says, I don't want to talk about this too much, but I have so much brain fog that I can't reply. My teacher in the class trying to focus on him. I put so much energy to look happy that I almost get unconscious. Yeah, I mean, having to use energy to pretend you feel one way when you feel another is awful. I know exactly what that feels like. Maybe I'm not saying I'm in the exact same situation as you, Rashid, but it is terrible. It's awful when you have to pretend to be a certain thing that you're not, whatever that might be. Whether that's feeling happy, whether that's saying you're enjoying what you're doing, whatever it might be, it's frustrating and exhausting having to pretend that you're one thing when really thinking another. So I get that, Rashid. All I would say is just keep playing along, keep focusing on the basics, take one day at a time, eat well, get enough sleep, drink water, exercise. Those are honestly, even if it doesn't cure your depression, it's definitely gonna make a positive impact on the things you're going through. Um, Fox says, juice that phone. And he also says, I think I'm classed as a geriatric Gen Z. Maybe, Foxy. Maybe. Interesting question from WB, who says, if you had to choose between 1 million fans or £1 million, which would you choose? Interesting question, WB. That's a good one. So if it's like 1 million fans, if it was, listen, here's the thing, right? If it was 1 million subscribers on YouTube, but I was getting like 10,000 views a video, keeping it real with you, I choose £1 million. But if it meant like 1 million fans, as in like 1 million people who genuinely cared about what I was doing, they genuinely supported me, they genuinely wanted to see me succeed, I'd take the 1 million fans. I would. I'd take the 1 million fans because for different reasons, honestly, guys. And if we're just being brutal, if we're talking about money, having 1 million fans who genuinely cared about you and were genuinely interested in you, just from a brutal monetary point of view, you'd be able to make more over a couple of years from their support, whether that's through views or subscriptions or merch, whatever it might be, than the £1 million. But putting the money to one side, obviously, some things money can't buy, and you can't manufacture. Money can't buy you true fans. It can buy people's affection for a certain period of time, but it can't buy people's real positive feelings towards you. So to have 1 million people, like for example, if you think of like Penguin Zero, Charlie, Moist Critical, whatever you want to call him, I don't know how many YouTube subscribers he's got. He's probably got about 17 million, something like that. And his views consistently get, like, sometimes his videos get under 1 million, but it's rare. They're usually anywhere from like 1 point something to 3-ish million views. And I would say someone like Charlie has legitimately several million fans, like millions of fans. Not, if someone has 17 million subscribers, that doesn't mean they've got 17 million like diehard fans. But someone like Charlie, he will legitimately have several million fans. And so to be in a position where you have several million people that think you're a cool guy, that want to support you, that like what you're doing, that's an amazing position to be in. Like, I think someone like Charlie is in just such a cool position, because you get people that are rich, right? You get people that have tens of millions, hundreds of millions of pounds in the bank. But to be someone who has millions of pounds like Charlie, or dollars in his case, and also millions of fans, and for the right reasons, not because he's like an OnlyFans model or something trash, or he's like a hateful streamer. Like, he's genuinely a cool guy who seems to be like a nice person, who puts out positive energy. He's made it in life. Like, I don't know what his mental state is like. He seems a pretty happy-go-lucky guy, but to be in that position, to have millions of fans, tens of millions of dollars, that's like the ultimate sort of situation in life. And yeah, that was a long answer to your question, WB. Would I rather have 1 million fans or £1 million? I would take the 1 million fans, no question. Peter says, what does Mamma Mia mean? I believe it means my mother, literally translates as my mother. In answer to your question, Fatima, we asked a while ago, what's your favourite fruit, Edward? My favourite fruit is a tricky one. I've been asked this before, and strawberries for me, when they're good, grown in the sun, like British strawberries, like grown outdoors, picked yourself, like for me, that is really hard to beat. Absolutely amazing. I also love, one of my other top favourite fruits is peaches. Love peaches. Like, when they're good and they're sweet and they're like juicy and tangy and succulent, just amazing. And up there in the mix as well is watermelon. Like, good watermelon with like a sweet, rich flavour, incredible. So I don't know. I feel like I want to put strawberries at the top of the list for nostalgic reasons, but peaches and watermelon, they're up there for me as well. They really are, because they're just both delicious, absolutely delicious. But honestly, like I also love stuff like maybe just behind them would be stuff like great mangoes or like other tropical fruit. Yeah, I love fruit, honestly, guys. Like when I go traveling to South Asia later this year, definitely want to try more cool fruits. Definitely want to do more videos on that and actually try and find some like unique and interesting ones that people, at least in Europe and the West, haven't seen. Like the video I made on that snake fruit, salak. I'm a bit annoyed with myself because I didn't film it in the right way. I think if I just got straight to the money shot, straight to show them what the fruit is, that shot would have done a lot better, and more people would have liked it rather than just watched it. So yeah, maybe when I go back to Cambodia, when I go back, well, Thailand, hopefully Vietnam, maybe back to Cambodia, I'll do some more cool fruit. Well, I think they'll be cool. Some more fruit videos. Drowning in Moonlight says, every night the clock ticks louder, the ceiling stares back, accusing. 3 hours, that's all the mercy I get before dawn claws its way in. Now, Drowning in Moonlight, I don't know whether that's poetry or you talking about insomnia, but that's quite a scene you've depicted for us. Rashid says, best vegan guy I know. Big up to you, Rashid. I appreciate that. I genuinely do. I really do. Oh, and we've got some more thought-provoking verses from Drowning in Moonlight. They say 30 nights now. 30 nights of this slow unraveling. The pills don't work. The tea's a lie. Nothing sticks but the exhaustion. Heavy coffin lid. Phew, flipping heck, Drowning in Moonlight. Well, I hope you're okay. And then they follow that up with peaches in what sense? As in the fruit, peaches. So Fatima asked me the question, what's your favourite fruit? And I said, for me, it's possibly strawberries. And right up there is peaches and watermelon as well. So when I say peaches, I mean peaches, the fruit. Aman Arya says, you should be a comedian. Well, thank you. Hopefully that's because I'm entertaining and not because my life is a joke. Fatima says, Edward, can I put strawberries in a cheesecake? I'm making one tomorrow. I think I can put some strawberry puree in it, right? 100% Fatima. Strawberries are great in a cheesecake. Actually, one of the best fruits for it. For real, like strawberry cheesecake, it's a well-known thing. And absolutely, it lends itself really well to a cheesecake. Really well. So yeah, definitely do it. And if you do it, Fatima, let us know how you get on the stream. Sterling likes strawberries as well. And Aman says, maybe not comedian, not that you couldn't, but maybe you'd make a better cartographer. Interesting observation from Aman. Well, thank you for sharing that. And Uzi did some training, now his abs hurt. Well, listen, Uzi, keep pushing for the burn. WB says, make the haters reconsider. If you send disrespectful and rude comments, why? What's the point? You have no reason to do it. Agree, WB. Agree. And that's always when, on these streams, when people are occasionally rude and mean, it's like, what? Like, who is this? Drowning in Moonlight is a writer, so they've been writing some stuff. Well, hopefully Drowning in Moonlight, you're sharing somewhat fictional prose with us and you're not deeply suffering with insomnia. Zymix says, wow, you read fast. Or should I say, wow, you read fast. I try, Zymix, I try. Okay, and I think Armand's trolling me. Fair enough. Because I feel like if I say to Armand, oh, okay, a modern languages professor, then they'll go, maybe not a modern languages professor. Not that you couldn't. Maybe a X. And Uzi says, I hate strawberries, they're sour, lol. Uzi, you've not been getting good strawberries, because strawberries are not sour. Good strawberries are not. And indeed, Aman, it is definitely amongst the friendliest trolling I've had before. So friendly, in fact, it's almost impossible to detect it as trolling. Uzi says they are sour though. I personally wouldn't agree with that. As I say, I don't know where you're getting your strawberries from, Uzi, but a good strawberry, like a fully ripened strawberry, I would not say they're sour. If anything, they're one of the less sour berries. They're less sour than raspberries, I would say. They're less sour than blackberries, for sure. Yeah, I wouldn't say they're that sour. But we've all got different flavour and different taste buds, I guess. So maybe they are sour to you. Maybe strawberries are sweet to me, and I've been wrong this whole time. I don't know. Uh, Fatima says strawberries are sweet. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not calling you a liar, Uzi, but to me, strawberries are definitely sweet when they're ripe. Now, don't get me wrong. When you get trash ones in the supermarket, or at least in Europe, when you get trash ones in the supermarket, like in December, they're not sweet. They're not. They're not sweet. They are like more sour. But that's because they're not properly ripened. It's like when you get a. It's like I'm trying to think of an example. It's like when you get a again like a peach or something like that. It can be a bit sour when it's not properly ripened, but when it is ripened, it's sweet. What's up to you, Joy Boy? You say hi. How are you doing, Joy Boy? Okay, and we've got a quote from Sterny who says, "If you have a problem with me, text me. If you don't have my number, you don't know me well enough to have a problem." Tom Holland. Interesting quote that, Sterny. Actually, that's quite a good one. That's quite a good one. Drowning in Moonlight says, "I write actually that kind of gut wrenching, soul crushing misery only." Fair enough, Drowning in Moonlight. Well, at least you found your niche, your literary niche. Excuse me. Joy Boy says, white strawberries are lit. I've never had white strawberries. I mean, I've had like white strawberries, as in like the unripe white green ones. But I believe in places like Japan, you do get white strawberries, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think I've tried them though. And Stoney said, that's all my haters out there. Giss, giss. Fair enough, Stoney. That's told them. And Amand is still talking about job careers, prospective job careers. WB says spin tin. What's spin tin? And Carty, what a pleasure. How nice to see you. How are you doing? Good to see you back in the chat. Tuning in all the way from over in South Africa. How lovely to see you, Encarti. Hope you're doing really well. WB says spin tin is a joke. Maybe I've got no sense of humour, WB. Or maybe I'm just slow, because I actually don't understand it. Oh, but what you do say, which I do understand, is you say, I think strawberries are sour and sweet. I know what you're saying, that you could say they're tangy. I would argue that strawberries can be tangy. I wouldn't describe them as a sour fruit, though, personally. That's my perception of strawberries. Tangy, yes. Sweet, yes. Sour, And Encarti says, honestly, I'm just trying my best to get through this difficult time. Oh. Anything particular that's troubling you, Encarti, or just life being life? Because if it's life being life, then I know how you feel. But I'm sending hugs to you regardless. Fatima says, I've seen videos of fluffy bread filled with cream and strawberry or mango, like a sandwich. They look delicious. Yeah, I think I've seen stuff like that online on social media. Are they a thing in India, or am I making that up? Because we don't really have them over here. It's like a social media thing, but I can see that being like a thing, like in Indian street food or something. Oh, and you said they're from Japan. That makes sense. That makes sense as well. From Japan, I know exactly what you're talking about, Fatima, because I've seen them online. I don't think I've seen them in Japan when I was there, but I do know what you're talking about. But I've not tried one. Uzi says, bro, if trees produce oxygen, why put them underwater to breathe underwater? Good question, Uzi, and I don't have an answer to that. Foxy says, Japan would be good for a holiday. They wouldn't understand my accent. No, they wouldn't, Foxy. You'd have to have like Google Translate on your phone constantly. Oh, and sending double hugs to Encarti, who says, academics, life, finances. I'm just going through a lot right now. It's so hard. Genuinely, I'm honestly sending you all the good energy, Encarti, because there's a lot of people struggling out there for various reasons, and it's hard when you're suffering with one thing, like academic stuff, or general life, or finances. But when it's all three or more, it makes it particularly difficult. So all I would say is keep going, take one day at a time. Know that there are people out there in the world who care for you and understand what you're going through and want to see you do well. So I know that's not going to pay your bills or help you with the rest of the things out, but I'm sending good vibes your way. And yes, Sterny, the quotes are back. I was going to say, I didn't want to be like, Sterny, where's the quotes at? But it's good to have some quotes back from you again, dear Sterny. And I'm hoping that we can get to 25 likes on the stream. It seems achievable. I think it can be done. We've got 19 so far and about, well, a bit of stream left. Let's see how long we get, but we can at least do 20 likes. Foxy says, positive mental attitude, it goes a long way. It does, man. It really does. And, like, I am not someone who is naturally... Whoever just hit like button, taking us 20 likes. Big love to you. Really appreciate that. But as you say, Foxy, positive mental attitude, it does go a long way. And I can honestly admit that I'm not someone who actually naturally has a positive mental attitude. I really don't. I really don't. I seem really positive on the stream because I try to be positive on the stream because I want to put that energy out there. But honestly, I'm not someone who is naturally positive. I'm someone who's like, ugh. You know what I mean? I'm someone who's like, gets a bit ground down by stuff. So if you are someone who can be naturally resilient, naturally positive, it does you wonders. It does you wonders, and I feel like to an extent it's something that you can. Can you give myself a rest? I'm only on 16%. Just to put that down for a second. I feel like being positive does you a lot of favors for different ways in life. So if you like that, it will do you a lot of good. Fatima said earlier on, she said, I think I read out your comment, Fatima, about the last ones I can see were about the fluffy bread sandwiches, and you said, has anyone seen them or tried them? So yeah, I've read out your last few comments, Fatima. And Sturdy says, yeah, if the Japanese can't understand the English accent, imagine the Irish accent, or the Irish going to Japan, because sometimes I don't even understand myself. Yeah. Okay, interesting one from WB says, design a Coke flavour. Favourite fruit plus favourite vegetable equals Coca-Cola. Okay, so that might mean my case, Coca-Cola, strawberry broccoli. That would be quite a Coke flavour. And Foxy, like myself, is not naturally a Mr. Positive, but he says, me neither, mate, but you've got to keep fighting. That's it. That's literally all it is. Life is a struggle. Life is a struggle. And that's one of the things I like. Now, I know we don't talk about religion, so I'm going to keep it very brief because I'm not endorsing any religion, but as you know, I won't even mention Buddhism because I'm breaking my own rules about mentioning religion, so we'll gloss over that one. But the idea that life is a struggle is, I think there's a lot to be said for that, and just understanding that life is hard and just keeping on going is all you can do sometimes. And then Carter says, honestly, having a positive attitude is so hard. We don't even have time to yourself. Yeah, listen, it is. Life is hard. Staying positive mentally, not feeling down and in a good space is all hard. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say, just be positive. It's easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's very difficult. And that's why sometimes taking one day at a time is all you can do. Excuse me, guys. Frog in the throat. Stoney says strawberries and watermelon Coke. Interesting. That'd be an interesting flavour combination. And strawberry and broccoli flavour. Yeah, that would be it, WB. So I think you said favourite fruit and favourite vegetable, right? And another quote from Stoney says, be the change that you wish to see in the world. Mahatma Gandhi. I love that one. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Another good one, Stoney. Thank you for those. Uzi says, bro, did you know that we need water to survive, but it also kills as well? It can kill us if we have too much of it. Yeah, absolutely. Bad Marsh is in the chat and says, lovely shirt, geezer. You got style. Bad Marsh. You've got a nice manner about you. So thank you very much for the compliment. I really do appreciate that. Shout out to you. Foxy says, win the battles when you can. Take the losses and most of all be positive about winning the war. Mr. Fox with the life wisdom. Much appreciated, Mr. Fox. Liking the rousing energy in here. And Rashid, with that in mind, says life is like this. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. Not always up, and it is short too. It is short. Life goes fast. Fox says, wonder where the frog in the throat saying came from. Yeah, I wonder, Fox. It's probably some medieval thing where, like, if you had a frog in your throat, people thought that you were like possessed by a witch's frog or something crazy like that. Uzi says, "Bro, did you know that we're all an animal?" Well, yeah, technically humans are, right? Homo sapiens. So that Uzi is one that I did know. Fatima says, "Sorry, maybe our internet is bad." No worries at all, Fatima. Sometimes it might have glitched out. It might be my internet, to be fair. Probably my internet rather than yours. Rashid says, "Bro, do you know what D is? It is." I'm so confused, Rashid. If you don't mind spelling that out for me, I'd appreciate it. Serpent says, "Dad, what are you doing here?" Whatever, Serpent. I can't even bother thinking of something funny to say to that. Oh, it sounds like it's my internet that's being trashed this evening. And the person with the Japanese username who I still can't pronounce says, "It looks like someone bought a new shirt." Well, thank you for noticing the shirt, but actually this is not a new shirt. I've had it for a couple of years. I just put it on quickly for the stream because I needed something to put on, and I didn't want like a big heavy hoodie. But yeah, I need something to put on. So I thought, you know what, let's put the going out shirt on, because I do actually wear this too. Sometimes if I go out to like a club or something like that, I would wear this shirt. I wore this in Miami, to be fair, which it fitted in with the scene. And Foxy says, "Nah, near new shirt. Had it on stream before." This is true, Foxy. The OG viewers remember. And Carter says, "Ed, do you have any adulting tips and tricks?" Good question, and Carter, I like that one. And honestly, I am very much figuring things out myself, so please don't think that I'm anyway an expert on being an adult. But what I would say is that I think getting the basics right is really important. So like I've said before, and you're probably bored of me hearing me say it, but it's like eating well, eating a healthy diet, drinking plenty of water, getting a good amount of exercise on a regular basis, and getting a good amount of sleep. Honestly, I think those basics are really useful, because sometimes we manage to do like one thing at a time, right? We're getting our exercise in, but maybe we're not getting enough sleep in. Sometimes we're sleeping well, but we're not eating properly. You know what I mean? So it's like actually managing to get those fundamentals in is a really good position to come from. And if you're getting good sleep, you're feeling well rested. If you're eating well, your body's well nourished, so you can function well. Likewise, drinking enough water. What was the other one I said? And likewise, exercise as well. Exercise is, I don't want to say it's underrated, because everyone knows how good exercise is for you, but exercise is so important, and it helps you physically and mentally. It really does. It really, really does. Even if you don't feel like it does, it absolutely helps you physically and mentally. So exercise, I would say to everybody, find some sort of exercise that you enjoy, and then complement that active lifestyle with getting enough sleep, eating well, drinking enough water. So honestly, and Carty, those are some basic tips, but I think that's a really good foundation to build a good adult life from. And also another one I would say is relationships. Relationships in life are really important. And again, I've not got this mastered, because I'm good at building rapport with people, with making being friendly with people, and making people feel like I care about them, because I do. I legitimately am interested in people and want to see people do well. Where I'm bad at is maintaining the relationship. It's very difficult. It's easy to make friends with someone, but it's very difficult to maintain 5, 10, 15, 20 friendships. And before you know it, you've not messaged people for a long time, and then those friendships slide, and it becomes difficult to reignite that, or mentally more difficult to reignite that. But yeah, relationships. Those 4 things I mentioned: sleep, exercise, food, water. Was there anything else? Those are the main ones. And then I'd say good relationships with people in your life. Honestly, relationships will take you so far. And I don't just mean romantic. It could be like professional relationships. It could be relationships with your family or your friends, or it could be a romantic relationship. So those are really important, I would say. Hopefully that helps a little bit, Nkati. And thank you, Fatima, for the update. 23 likes. Hells yeah. Serpent, you've left 2 troll comments, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to make a friendly comment, a supportive comment, or a nice comment. Let's see, Serpent, if you can do better. You made 2 dad jokes, and I'm hoping that you can hit us with something positive in the chat. Aman says, I have the right to say nothing. I have the right to say nothing other than that. I have the right to remain silent. Colonel Thomas for Ferrabeya. That's quite a good one. Uzi says, "Bro, did you know water isn't wet, but it's also wet?" Explain to us, Uzi. Explain what you mean. WB says you should listen to a song called Zach Hello. It's a masterpiece. Thank you for the recommendation, WB. Have I got a pen anywhere? Where are my pens gone? Oh, there's one there. Let's write this down. Zach Hello. Or Zach Hello, maybe. Song. Thank you for the recommendation, WB. Aman says exercise is accurately rated. Housing and hygiene, also good things to bear in mind for a successful life. Uzi, you've said the same comment over and over again, so hopefully you'll give us an explanation about why water is wet but also not wet. And Foxy the Legend says, still got my like saved for the end. You're teasing me. You're playing games with me, Foxy. WB says, my school's planning a lockdown drill. I saw a file on the school board saying lockdown 3 planning. That does not sound very exciting. That sounds uninspiring. And nay lockdowns. Nay lockdowns. Aman says, I'm a hip-hop guy myself. Right. And Carty, talking about life advice, says, I 100% believe you. Relationships are so important. Sometimes a person far in life because they were riding on a person's success. Sometimes a person will go far in life because they were riding on a person's success. We really need each other. Yeah, honestly, like I've seen so many times where people, even the other day, so I was on Reddit the other day and someone was talking, you know, people do AMAs, like anonymous, ask me anything. And this person was what was the specific title? They weren't a hedge fund manager, but they were like essentially a financial advisor to ultra high net worth individuals, so very wealthy people with net worths of tens of millions of dollars. And someone asked them, like, you know, what's like an insight that you could give? And they said the power of networking. People underestimate the power of networking and how far it can take you. So it's true. There's also an expression, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And it's so true. It really is so true. In life, you don't need to be the most intelligent, the most, the most informed, the most intellectual or the most academically accomplished. Simply knowing the right people and being good at networking and having a little bit of charisma can take you a very long way in life. So I think, like we say, relationships are super important. Foxy says, sounds like conspiracy to me, lockdowns, lol. Yeah, Foxy, knee lockdowns. Drowning in Moonlight says, I like your shirt. Thank you, Drowning in Moonlight. This was, it's actually from Zara, but I've had a lot of compliments on this shirt. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of the stuff that I bought from Zara, people have been very kind about. And although it is still fast fashion, Zara has some good stuff, honestly. So, yeah. And we've got another quote from Aman who says, one must not ride on others' success, instead ride a horse that doesn't mind. Mark Twain. Or as it's been autocorrected to, Mark Twain. Foxy says, life's a simulation. You have to follow certain life protocols every day. Certainly feels that way sometimes, Mr. Fox. It certainly feels that way. Fatima says, Edward, did you read the poem Woman Work? No, Fatima, but I will add, thank you for the reminder. I will write that down under the song recommendation from WB. So, Woman Work poem. So, you probably can't see this, but I've got, it's probably back to front, but I've got Zach Hilo song and Woman Work poem. So, thank you, Fatima, for the reminder and the suggestion. And with that being said, guys, it is just after 9:30 here in the UK, and unfortunately I do have work tomorrow, so I'm going to end the stream here. But what I would like to say is, firstly, as Sterny says, happy Pride Month to anyone celebrating. Big up to all of the LGBTQ plus people out there. You are supported around here. And 0034JR says, Edward is a very nice, smart person. He actually reads books. True. I have been known to read books before. That is true. W0034JR. And thank you for the nice comment. Prana V MRC. Hello to you. And Jazz is here as well, of course. And Aman says, was I close on what you do for work? No, not really, Aman. But maybe you can come back another stream and do a bit more guesswork. Prana says, are you Deutsch? Nein. Ich bin English. I'm from England, the north of England. And Foxy says, phone in sick, man, stay low. Soon, listen, Foxy, soon, man, I'm knocking the job on the head, and there will be no work, so I'll be able to tune it, stay up longer, and do more streams as well. So yeah, do not worry, Mr. Fox. That day will come, and you'll have a little bit more of me in your life, if that's what you want. But as always, big shout out to everyone who's joined the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to end the stream with some shout outs. So, huge shout out to Sterny, shout out to As Above, shout out to Nkati, shout out to WB, shout out to Prana, shout out to Foxy, of course, shout out to my Jazz, my Canadian tow truck queen, and anyone else I've missed. Who have I missed? I missed someone. Fatima, of course, shout out to you. And literally Aman, literally anyone, and Uzi, literally anyone I've missed. Shout out to all of you guys. And big hugs. Massive hugs as always. And take care. Sturdy, I'm not going to be on tomorrow night, but Thursday we are back. So if you're still watching, Thursday we are back. Yeah, Foxy. Thursday night is when I'll be back on. Look out for more shorts, guys. I've just posted another What I Eat a Day video. So if you've not seen that on my channel, do go check that out. The short is up now. And Prana says, come to Frankfurt. One day, Prana. One day. I'm going to do some more IRL streams one day. So yes, I will do some streams, and hopefully in Germany. First, WB is. We're going to end the stream with a would you rather. Last one from WB says, would you rather of the day? Would you rather be a poor, low amount of money celebrity or an unknown millionaire? Unknown millionaire. I would, because celebrities are going to catch heat. They're going to get attention, and not always for the right reasons. But a poor millionaire, anonymous millionaire, you can live your life in peace and comfort. So that's what I would choose. Rashid, shout out to you as well, my friend. I will see you on Thursday if you want to tune in. And take care for now. And thank you, Foxy, for the like. I saw it just sneak in. All right. Thank you so much, gang. I'm sending you all massive hugs. Take care of yourself. And I will see you on Thursday night, 8 p.m. UK time. And if you've not watched my latest short, go check that out on my channel. That's it, gang. Huge hugs to you all. I'm sending you good energy. And I'll be back on Thursday, 8 p.m. UK time. And if you're one of the 10 people watching, hit subscribe to join the vibe. And see you on Thursday. And yes, Prana, I am vegan indeed. But I'm going to have to end the stream. So, Rashid, take care for now. I will see you all very soon. Massive hugs, and I really am going to end the stream because I'm 1% as well. So peace, and I'll take care. You take care, and I'll see you all soon. All right, that's it. Bye. Bye.